Hi, I'm Mike Fack with the Logan County Herald. Today we have a special guest, somebody that just about everybody out there knows, of course, Chris Grau. Chris, thank you for stopping by.
Good morning, Mike. How are you this morning?
I'm just great. The weather's been great, and we're getting ready for an Art and Balloon Fest, and the square is going to be alive. And thank goodness the Herald has got an office right in the middle of all the activity.
You got a nice ringside seat for the weekend activities here.
Now,
Should
if
be
you
quite fun.
It should be, and if you want to have a couple of the better rib people just right in front of our doors, please go ahead and do that.
Well, that could probably be arranged because I think you're going to have a couple pretty good competitors right out in front here. So
Great.
things are really shaping up for the second annual Up and Smoke on the Square. We've got right now our official count is 44 teams, and I think we'll probably get 3, 4, 5 more in. I'm betting 47 is our number, but we may get to 50 yet, which is really, really exciting.
It is amazing. And some of these chefs or cooks, they're professionals.
Oh, yeah. We've got some pretty big names coming. Shad Curtin, that was here last year, a boy in his barbecue from Iowa, won $100,000 in Barbecue Pitmasters 2 years ago. Randy Twyford from Jacksonville's coming. He's a regular at Memphis in May. He's placed top 10 2 years in a row, which is absolutely unheard of in the barbecue world at Memphis in May in ribs. And QL, Mike and Beth Wozniak are coming. They're the national champion from 2 years ago, Team of the Year 2 years ago. We've got a newcomer from another gentleman from Iowa, Darren Worth from Iowa Smoky D's, is quite well known in the barbecue circuit. He's placed very well at both Memphis in May and I believe at the Kansas City Royal in October. So we've got some pretty good notable names coming, plus a field of guys that do this kind of as amateurs, but travel the circuit and do this pretty much every weekend. So we're pretty excited.
Right. Now, when does the square start to become alive for this weekend?
Thursday evening, our street closure starts at 4 o'clock on Thursday, and we'll start bringing vendors in from 4 to 6, and then we've got about 10, maybe 12 competitors that'll come in Thursday night and set up, and then after that on Friday everything starts ramping up with the rest of the competitors coming in. So we've got 40 teams, or we've got 30 teams that'll probably come in Friday, so we'll be really, really busy bringing teams in Friday and getting them hooked up, getting all the water and electric hooked up for them. But Thursday evening it starts rolling, Friday all day, and then by Friday evening when we have the cooks meeting over at the wine tent, everybody will be in place, all the smokers will be going, things will really be rolling by probably 3, 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. But people can come start buying barbecue from the vendors probably about, I'd say by 10 o'clock Friday morning. The vendors will be up running, ready to go.
And I know some of our restaurants in the square really enjoy this. I know the Owl's Roost and Hallie's said that you should have one of these at least once a month because it really helps their business a lot. Now, the barbecuers are going to line up down Pulaski and then go down McLean. Is that how it'll be?
It's a big X. It's it's pretty much on Pulaski and McLean Street. On McLean Street from the post office all the way down to Leland Semple's building, which used to be Row Motors, and then from the Oasis all the way down to Bennett's Funeral Home is where we've officially got street closure. And then we've got 3 parking lots that the property owners have been really, really good to work with. Leland Semple's letting us use his parking lot. Jim Drew is allowing us to use his parking lot at the Farm Bureau. And then we've also got Abbott and Associates lot. Deb Curry's allowing us to use their lot, which used to be the Decker Family Shoes lot. That's what I refer to because that's what I remember being there.
Well, this actually used to be the Decker Shoes right here in this office many years ago.
I remember that very well.
Now, you're going to need that parking because I remembered last year the downtown, it almost was like being at a Mardi Gras. I mean, the people came out in droves. Downtown was alive like I've never seen it before. And I know we have a passion for food, we have a passion for barbecue, but it just really tied into 2 parks too. And it really made downtown and really enhanced the Art and Balloon Fest.
Well, the interest that developed last year after we did it, building up to it, and then the questions during the event, and then the questions and comments after the event were really encouraging. And then the amount of sponsorship, the people that came out to sponsor the event this year, State Bank of Lincoln came on board as an executive sponsor. We added a ribbon level and a trophy level of sponsorship, and we also have a competitor or a contributor level sponsorship. We've increased our purse from $8,000 to $15,000, and the purse is what brings the big names, and then the big names are what brings the crowd. So we're going to have, we estimated last year, it's really hard to count a crowd like that, 2,000 to 3,000 people. KCBS says in a decent sized contest, traditionally it would bring 3,000 to 5,000 people to a town. So on top of the 15 to 20 that they're already having for the Balloon Fest overall, the Art Balloon Fest, we're going to have a lot of people in town. We're probably going to be pushing 20 to 25,000 people, I think.
And you're going to have 10 winners this year, or 10 different categories?
Well, there's 4 categories.
Okay.
The traditional KCBS categories are ribs, chicken, beef, brisket, and pork. And then Friday night we have an Anything Goes contest. That's going to be a really neat, kind of different setup. Friday night we didn't really have any activities other than the Cook's Dinner. We've got a Cook's Dinner that's happening at 5 o'clock over at the Wine Tent that's being catered by Gazzardo's. That's kind of a traditional thing that you have to have a meeting with all the cooks at some point. Cisco was good enough to step up as an amenity sponsor 2 years in a row. So they're taking care of the dinner for us. So we do a nice dinner for the cooks and the sponsors and everybody on Friday night. And then at 7:30 to 7:45 is the turn-in over at the firehouse for the Anything Goes. And these guys have to turn their entries in on a 2x2 square, give or take. They have to incorporate a watermelon into their garnish of some kind. If they elect not to have the watermelon in, it costs them 10 points. So it's better for them to have that. Right. And then it's any type of shish kebab they want to present, and then it'll be scored or judged by firemen, police officers, both sheriffs and Lincoln Police, paramedics, and then we'll have table captains that are experienced judges to help these guys. We'll put them in groups of 3 or 4, and they'll be on a table of 6 entries to judge. So to see these guys have to go, some of the guys that are like over here in front of the Oasis have to take these entries all the way over to the courthouse. It should be kind of a neat deal to watch this. And it's just a fun deal. It's a $500 prize. It's being sponsored by Royal Oak Charcoal. They're a national sponsor that's come on board with us this year. Right. So they're sponsoring the Anything Goes Friday night. So 7:30 would be a good time to be down here to watch them walk over, and then the awards for that are at 9 o'clock. And then noon on Saturday is when the first round of actual entries for the scored portion that are worth points for the KCBS part of it. Okay.
Now, we have, of course, the Herald's going to have people covering the events all over, but I volunteered to stay downtown. It should be a lot of fun. And Chris, I remember doing interviews last year, and everybody who was a participant, they all had the same word: well organized. And I know you actually do this, so when you start being a chairman of this, you understand what a barbecuer is looking for, what they need.
Well, we worked on this thing for about 18 months. Last year was our first contest in 2011. We started working on it back at the end of 2009 and took all of 2010 kind of putting our plan together and then presented it to the chamber, and they took it to your executive board. So we worked on it for a long time, and I knew that we needed to split the thing up into different committees so we had different people doing different things. Some of these contests you go to, they've got 1 or 2 people running the whole contest, and these guys are just absolutely running themselves ragged.
Sure.
So there were a number of people that were interested in having a contest here in town. I asked, kind of handpicked some people to serve on our committee, and we've got about 10 or 12 people that are on our committee that come to all of our committee meetings that are kind of making this thing go. And it's a team effort, and I'm just thrilled to be part of the team and be able to bring something like this to downtown Lincoln, because when the Balloon Fest first started, I remember 25 years ago when my dad brought the first Disney balloon to downtown, was over at Scully Park, right. And I think it was Mickey Mouse, seeing that thing go up, and then future years after that, the festival just kept growing, and it moved to the Oddfellows, then it moved to the fairgrounds, then it moved to the airport. And downtown was still good, but it just didn't have the activity that we'd seen in the past. Right. And this is kind of the spark, I think, that everybody wanted to see.
Oh, it is. Let's mention all the great sponsors that make this possible.
We've got 6 sponsors that came back on board from last year. Myself and Charlie Lee with Lincoln IGA are the co-sponsors of Grand Champion, Reserve Grand Champion. Croft Fertilizer, Mark Gordon's a really good friend of mine. I kind of coerced him into this situation and asked him. My brother-in-law, Brad Nichols from Nichols in Mason City, is sponsoring a category. Stuffed-to-Ria Pizza, Chad Batson is sponsoring a category. And also a new sponsor, Rick and Chris Sheely with the Sheely Group, or more commonly known as Sheely Trucking, have stepped into a category sponsorship since State Bank moved up to an executive sponsorship. Then we've also got contributor level sponsorships. Eaton Corporation, Logan County Farm Bureau, Abbott and Associates, Lincoln Iron and Metal, Leland Semple, and Area Disposal are all, we call them contributor level because they're giving us goods or services to help us run the event. And Eaton Corporation, I can't say enough good things about having them in town. Really, having the facility to be able to hold it, but then also being able to get a quality electricity supplied to the competitors, it's huge. And without that, we couldn't hold a contest like this. They gave us enough breaker panels, enough distribution equipment, breaker boxes, and breakers last year to get everything on the courthouse lawn. And then this year they gave us more to be able to expand to different areas. And I can't say enough about how good they've been to work with. One of our committee members is Mark Schoonover. He works for Eaton, so he's somewhat got a little bit of an inside track with them to be able to get what we need, which we just really, really appreciate. Then our trophy level sponsors, Kevin and Judy Smith, Lincoln Rotary Club, Royal Oak Charcoal, Bill and Blinn Bates are all at a trophy level sponsorship, and our ribbon level sponsors are Lane Insurance, Bottrell Farms, Collision Concepts, and Lincoln Dare. So all of those sponsorships combined totaled $17,200 that they've pledged to the contest. And any funds that are left over, we keep in the contest that we'll use to spend. Like this year, we needed more electrical items. We needed more things to hook the electrical items up. We spent quite a bit of money on that. And Cisco being on board as an amenity sponsor, they pay for the cook's dinner and meeting Friday night that Gazzardo's caters, plus they allow us to buy a nice gift for the judges that come in. We've got judges that are coming in. We've got one guy that's driving all the way across the country from California to judge our contest. He incorporated a trip across the country to come, but his ultimate destination is Lincoln, Illinois to judge our contest. That makes us feel pretty good. We've got another couple that's coming back from Washington, D.C. They had their aunt who lived here in town that was a certified judge, Jean Gala, that passed away last year. She was in our judges class last year and then got sick, and she wasn't able to participate in our contest. But her nephew is coming back to participate, and that makes us feel pretty good.
Great. And it's all this weekend right here in beautiful downtown Lincoln. It's Up in Smoke on the Square, and we want to thank Chris Grau very much for stopping in.
I got one more.
Okay,
I guess
I'm sorry.
thank you. No, I got one more thank you. The city and the county have been just fantastic to deal with. Been very, very supportive. Pretty much anything that we've asked them, anything that we've asked for different things, they've been great to deal with. And we're just looking forward to a good weekend. It's a lot of work, but I think we're ready. It's coming on us like a freight train, but it's just about here.
Let's hope for good weather, and we hope to see everybody on the square this weekend.